The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final 2 bring us as we're off in Week 9? From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped it to 23. So here come the Falcons now to get the football for the first time. Bringing them out is one of the most exciting players in the NFL every season. A former MVP, it's Lamar Jackson.
And he is hot, hot, hot. Yeah, okay, so there's a blemish in there, right? He did throw one interception in the last game.
But 5 touchdown passes.
Okay, that's the offset you want.
I say bench him. 5 touchdowns, 1 interception.
You are tough, coach. I thought the ratio was if you got to 3-1, your quarterback was operating at peak efficiency. 5-1.
And a win.
And a win? Yeah, just let him keep throwing it.
Right to the air is Jackson. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Jadeveon Clowney make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
Well, we knew coming in it was going to be a long afternoon if they weren't able to hold up against this pass rush, huh?
What we didn't know was that protection was going to spring a leak on the first play from scrimmage.
Got after him right out of the gate.
So an early wake-up call there leads to a quick 2nd and long. A first carry for Najee Harris. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. Though certainly not the start they were looking for here as they come up on a 3rd and 14. Jackson now. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line.
Well, that's the down and distance coaches always talk about trying to avoid, isn't it? I mean, that's 3rd and long. And you just know they're pinning their ears back and coming after him, sometimes even with extra pressure.
And he knew that. I mean, he knew they were coming. He just fumbled it.
Yeah, he knew it. The offensive line knew it. Everyone did, yet the pressure was still there, and he ended up coughing it up.
So following the fumble recovery, here's Darnold. Steps away to his left. He'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down.
Partner, the good ones have a clock running in their head, okay? Because it says something like this. I've got this many seconds to find a target. After that, I have to tuck it and try and get some yardage on this first down snap. He doesn't just get some yards, though. He gets a big gain, and they'll come right back with another 1st and 10.
And he maneuvers his way down to the 3-yard line. A nice pickup of 6 there to get him closer to the end zone, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Hat tip to that offensive line. They're clearing some holes, even down here deep in the red zone. And that's a nice pickup on the ground on 1st and goal.
Here's Darnold now on 2nd down. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. DeAndre Hopkins, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. An out route there for the score, a quick out route there for the score.
Yeah, you're not really surveying the defense on this one. You're just counting on timing, making this play happen. 1-2, ball's out of his hands, knows where he's going, just puts it to the outside. Touchdown.
Tucker with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And it's finished off by the touchdown from DeAndre Hopkins. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee yards shy of there at the 24. So for the second time in this one, we get set to see the Falcons offense. Just the one misstep for them in the first half of the season. 7-1 is the record at the midway point. And in terms of whatever power rankings you want to go by, they're at or near the top of the list in terms of best teams in the National Football League.
And for me, in my little bit of rankings here, I've got them at the top. I know there's still 2 months to go, and we've seen teams get off to hot starts and then fade away due to injuries or the schedule or whatever. But unless there are a rash of injuries on this team, I'd be surprised if they aren't a first or a second seed come playoff time.
And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. Second down coming up from the 44-yard line. Here's second down and 7. They go play action with Jackson. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up third down. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. On third down, Jackson. Eluding the pressure right. The quick feet by Jackson. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. Decent gain on the scramble to 6, but now it's 4th. Here's Mitch Wishnowski now. Back deep, Patrick Peterson. Gets it away, and I don't think Peterson will get a chance to touch this one. Angling for the sideline. The Vikings taking the field here for their second drive of the game. Their dreams of an undefeated season shattered with the loss a week ago. Now, look, whenever an undefeated team goes down, you always hear some say, well, they needed that. I don't know, Charles. Is that a narrative that you buy into?
Well, I haven't met a coach yet that feels like they needed that loss. You know, that's not something that they're in favor of. But I do know this. People like us, our colleagues, all of us in the media, constantly hammering a team that's undefeated. Hey, do you think you can do it the whole season? Can you carry it the whole way? That does wear down a group. And sometimes that loss, get us off your back, you can move forward from there.
On second down, here's Mixon. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
3rd and 12. Here's Darnold. This is intercepted. Picked off by A.J. Terrell. And this one will be brought back to the 22. And this, Charles, definitely not what they were wanting to see. Remember, he threw 3 interceptions in the loss last week, and now he gives the ball away again here in the very first quarter.
And you have to think that this was drilled into him all week, too, by his teammates, by his coaching staff. They've told him all week long, we've got to protect the football. It probably crossed that fine line with giving him the right advice and saying it too much, and it turned out that it got into his head a little bit.
And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped it to 1. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, you just need the tip of the ball to cross the plane. It's not going to get there, but they're going to be set up in great shape with 1st and goal.
Harris is into the end zone. It's a Falcons touchdown. So they brought the extra bulk in down on the 1-yard line, and they're able to push this one across.
Yeah, I can just see your face right now because I know we're mind melding on this one. Coach Madden would love this. Power football, hat on a hat, chest to chest, driving forward, touchdown.
For the extra point. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. Well, that drive started with not a whole lot of real estate in front of them. In clutch territory, excellent field position. 2 plays later, pay dirt. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. No return here for Clay Brooks, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. And, Charles, you look at these two teams, and these are those kind of litmus test games in the second half of the season that if you're a coach or a player, you can either really look forward to them or really dread them, depending on your point of view.
And if you're dreading them, you're not going to go very far in the playoffs. You need to look forward to these kind of games because here we've got 2 division leaders, both real contenders for the NFC title. And you're right, you love having easy games on your schedule, but you need some games like this to toughen you up a bit and ensure that you're ready for the shock of playoff football.
Faking the give, Darnold. That's down the field for Jefferson. And got his man complete. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. A big pickup of 38.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
On 1st and 10, Darnold. This short pass into the hands of Njoku. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. The numbers for Njoku from a week ago, 6 catches, 81 yards.
And you know what he did all week in preparation for this one? Hydrated.
Salivated.
Yes, stretched, dreamed, going against the last team in the league against the pass.
Yeah.
He expects to catch every one thrown today.
You're right. They have struggled 32 of 32 in that category. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
They have 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw him for a loss.
And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. Tucker's kick is good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Najee Harris and the rest of this offense work their way back onto the field. Those are his numbers through roughly the first half of the season, and given that, you'd have to think he's on pace for a 1,000-yard campaign.
Steady as he goes, steady goes the offense. But you know what else is happening, too, because they are a team now recognized with the ability to run the football. You've got to be able to throw it better now, right? Better throwing lanes, better opportunities for the guys downfield, maybe more one-on-one coverage, which you should be able to beat easier. Yeah, he's establishing not just a tone, but an identity for his team.
And that's a discussion we had a couple days ago in the team meetings, talking about this running game opening up the passing game. We'll see if that continues to happen.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Tough spot here, 3rd down and 11. To throw is Jackson. Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by the former first-rounder Jimmy Ward. And a terrific return as he brings this one all the way back to the 30.
And I think this is a situation where quarterback coach in the sideline is going to talk to a signal caller and say, listen, it's 3rd and long, and it's still early in the game. Let's not force things here. If we don't feel good about it, let's just check something down and punt the football.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. After the interception, here's Darnold. On the slant, DeAndre Hopkins. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the first down. Nothing flashy there, the slant to the slot.
Oh, and the frustration for the defensive guys, because it's a quick play, and you know it's going to be a bang-bang play in terms of the throw and the catch, and then he's able to absorb the contact and complete it.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Darnold now to throw. That's to the right side and complete to Njoku. So the completion good for 7 there. And that's going to bring up 2nd down. 10-7 our score after 1 right here on EA Sports. The Vikings with the football here to begin the 2nd quarter. 2nd down and 3. As they've got it as we resume action. Mixon up the middle. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Joe Mixon, his 11th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Vikings are able to widen their advantage. You talk about certain guys just having a nose for the end zone. He's one of them, and he was not going to be denied there.
And defensively, especially in the red zone, you've got to be able to at least slow him down and hold on for dear life. But he's able to get out of a couple of tackles there, and not enough people got there in time. Pretty poor on the defensive side of the ball.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it all culminated in the touchdown run coming from Joe Mixon. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And we see James, he will not return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. Najee Harris and the rest of this offense work their way back onto the field. They've given him some touches. They haven't had a lot of success on the ground. Do you maybe keep going to that well, or do you mix it up more?
I think you mix it up more, try and loosen things up. Get the defense to react to other people, other plays, but don't forget about it. That's your horse. You know, Secretariat lost twice in his career.
So educational. That's very true, kids. Look it up. Solomon Thomas, they love to see that from him as he slips in for the sack. Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Under pressure, they got him again. Jadeveon Clowney able to get in there yet again. That's already 3 sacks for him here in this first half of football.
So, Brandon, we've sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
Here now a 3rd and 20. Now it's Jackson. Flush to his right. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. Pretty solid gain of 7 yards that time as he scrambled, but now they face a 4th down.
I thought he did a pretty good job there to get back what he could, but let's face it, that sack on 2nd down, talk about throwing a wrench into the works. It certainly did.
Yeah, he did everything he could there, trying to pick up some positive yardage, and he did, but not enough. Wisnowski on to punt as he sends this one away. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. Joe Mixon and the rest of his offense making their way back onto the field. It's the 2nd quarter. His team has the lead, but I think he's hoping for a little bit more production out of himself.
And we often talk about preaching patience to a runner when things are a little bumpy in the early going, but we have to do the same thing with the offensive line. They can't wait to halftime to make the adjustments. They have to do it from series to series. So those surface tablets come into play. Check out what the defense is doing and see if they can find a better way to run it.
So they search for that patience here now. Oh, and that is incomplete.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
2nd and 10. Now Darnold. That's going to be knocked away
matched the route with the receiver and stayed right there, stuck to him like glue, almost hip to hip, shoulder to shoulder, helped force the incompletion.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Darnold. To the left side and complete for Amari Cooper. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Cooper's first catch, and good for a first down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
And he's going to get this inside the 30. Darnold on first down. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long. Here's Darnold. DeAndre Hopkins making the catch. A big gain there after going backwards, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. The offense on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. Seventh play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And he's going to be a yard short. A 2-yard pickup leads to 4th and 1.
So many things go into making a good play on defense. In this situation, just not being blown out of the way was a big start, and then a nice tackle to finish things off.
Now Justin Tucker's out to try the field goal. From the right hash, just a 34-yard attempt. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. They're not going to get it. They try to move the chains with a surprise, but it's a turnover on downs. They pass up the 3, fake it. It doesn't work. And the Falcons defense stands tall. They'll get the football back. Najee Harris and the rest of this offense work their way back onto the field. He's just been looking for some space. I'm not going to pin it on him or the offensive line, but they need to get this run game going better.
Sometimes you just have to credit the defense. They came in with a plan themselves. So I think now you try and mix things up a little bit. Get the ball in the hands of some other people, find some other playmakers, but always let the defense believe that he's still a threat.
I was going to say, don't forget about it.
No, don't take him totally out of the game.
They'll try the right side with Harris. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled him up throughout the game, because that was his longest run of this contest.
That is caught. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
Yeah, these are the types of plays they're going to need to hit on if they're going to get back into this game. It hasn't been the greatest of first halves, but this is a nice throw here on 3rd down, and they keep the drive going.
They'll throw on first down with Jackson. That's caught by his big tight end, Mike Gesicki. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. They'll get 13 yards for the 2nd play in a row.
Partner, you know when we call a game, we talk about Lamar Jackson and his speed and his elusiveness and the ability to get him on the ground and how tough that is for a defense. But how about his development as a thrower, as a professional?
And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. Line of scrimmage, the 43 on 2nd and 4. Jackson. Now a short one to Gesicki. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
I know I spend a lot of time talking about how tight ends in a lot of cases now are pumped up wide receivers, but they're still big people. He used that frame right there to absorb a really big hit on him and held on to the ball.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Throwing is Jackson. Setting up the screen, Harris. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. The Falcon passing game looking good on this drive as they get the first down.
And this pass rush has really been bringing the heat and has already gotten home a few times here in the first half. So how about the play call there? Sometimes if you can't protect, you've got to fool them. Screen passes like that can take a little steam out of what's been a relentless rush so far.
Jackson on first down. That's caught. It's Flowers. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. A good pickup there, 21 yards. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. Touchdown! Najee Harris with touchdown number 2 in the game, and now 11 on the year. And the Falcons have cut it back within a score.
All drives that result in points hurt a defense, but when they are the sustained variety, play after play, and they just can't get off the field and stop them, that can be demoralizing.
Extra point by Gay is up and good. And it leads down to a field goal at 17-14. Following the touchdown, here's Gay to kick it away. Oh, a good return up past the 30. And able to break this out all the way to the 38-yard line. Great return. The Vikings offense now heading out to take over. And, you know, it's certainly a lot of football left to play. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're in first place in their division, looking really good and looking to be a threat come January.
And are you one of those early holiday shoppers, partner? Are you one of those guys get your list done? Because I think about what every team has on their holiday shopping list right now. What's the number 1 goal? Make the playoffs. Number 2, win your division. Number 3, and I think the biggest goal of all, try to get the number 1 seed so you get that first round bye and ensure you don't have to go anywhere in January and hopefully get to the Super Bowl that way.
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. He'll get 15 and a Vikings first down. Back to throw, Darnold. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Now it's Darnold. Complete. Jefferson the target. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. And the line to gain here is the 37 on 3rd down. To throw is Darnold. A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jordan Poyer. And the Falcons are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line.
You're looking there, the defensive back was maybe a step slower than he was when he came into the league a decade ago. I know I questioned his speed coming into the game, but what he's lost in speed, he's more than made up for it with intellect. And that's a great job of knowing how to position himself to make that interception.
A contested ball here, and it's going to be caught. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now it's Jackson. Flushed out right. Down to the 6-yard line on a pickup of 6 as he gets halfway to the goal line. The Falcons going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Now Jackson on second down. And that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. Zay Flowers from 6 yards away. And the Falcons will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. Extra point by Gay is up and good. And that will make this a 4-point game. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And the Falcons score to cap it off. After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. And the Vikings going to take over here one more time before the half. A slim deficit here in a one-possession game. Not much time left, obviously. We'll see if they can march this down the field, at least get 3 and take some momentum into the locker room. No gain on the play there. Second down. They'll send a receiver in motion to the right. Here's a fake on the jet sweep and a run up the middle with Mixon. And this will be a Vikings first down as he's got this up to about the 34-yard line. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. As we send you down to Orlando, we're past the halfway point of the season and now past the halfway point of this game. We skip halftime and get right back to the action. Set to begin the third quarter. Both these offenses have been in fine form. What will the second half bring us as we are underway in quarter 3? And a nice return sets them up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. Well, Charles, in that first half, we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football, and now the team trailing here will start with it in the third quarter.
And we both know this coach pretty darn well, don't we? Because his game planning is always on point. And now that he's getting the ball to start the second half, how about all the offense that you already referenced in the first half? He'll put that all together and come out with something really strong, I believe, to get things going here in the third quarter.
Back to Mixon on first down. And he's got room. And some good acceleration there as he's across midfield to the 48-yard line. 50 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Again, it's Mixon. A.J. Terrell coming up to make the play.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
To throw on second down is Darnold. To Mixon on the check down. No yardage to speak of whatsoever. Leads to a third down. They couldn't get anything going there out on the right side in the flat of the swing pass.
And didn't we have a discussion with their staff about wanting to get the backs more involved in the passing game? Huge emphasis for this game, but obviously the defense had other plans and really made a nice play.
And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
Tucker's kick is good. And that'll bring him back within a point. Well, I don't know if you ever go into a game expecting to attempt a kick of 62 yards. Charles, not only attempt it, but make it one of the longest kicks that we've ever seen.
Yeah, I'm not sure you ever go into a game expecting to kick one of this distance, but all the better kickers, they do dream of it, and they show what they can do in practice and convince their coaches to give them a chance. That one surely paid off.
So here are the Falcons to take over on offense. They're working on a 4-game winning streak, and they lead this one as well right now as they start 1st and 10. They'll start the drive with Harris. And shedding the tackle, and now some room. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive, and also give him a first down. A run with Harris out of the shotgun. And he tries to power forward, but he will not get back to the line of scrimmage. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Jackson from the shotgun. That one into the hands of Flowers. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. Here is 3rd down and 4. Jackson. And he's got the hook up to Moore. And able to pick up the first across midfield to the 47. The drive stays alive. A 3rd down gain of 8. From Viking territory now. They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 47. Here's Jackson to throw. And he'll go right back to Moore. Complete again. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. Give him back-to-back catches now. That one for 16 and another first down. And Jackson throwing once more. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Bobby Wagner. And the Vikings are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield. That's now a 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. And he's over midfield and into Falcon territory. On the tackle, it was the West Virginia man, Kaiser White.
He was hoping to get to the edge, but they did a really nice job of forcing him back inside. That's excellent fundamental defensive football. Don't let them outside where they can really shred your defense.
From the 48-yard line, here's 2nd down and 7. And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. To throw is Boyle. And that one's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on 3rd down.
Crossbar, no good. A sensational effort from that distance, but rejected by the bar. Well, he had that one on target. That's half the battle. The other half of the battle, however, is distance.
And he nearly had that, too. But it was the crossbar that said otherwise, and that'll deny him a shot at 3.
Now a first down carry for Harris. Able to avoid him at the 40. And down inside the 40 to about the 38. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Harris. And he gets it down to the 32. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
On 2nd down, Jackson. Throw caught by Flowers. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 17-yard line. A solid gain of 15 yards, and the sticks move. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Here's Jackson. And I think the ball's out, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. Thankfully for the offense, a fortuitous bounce there on the fumble goes out of bounds because they're down here in the red zone. You don't want to lose one there.
You don't want to lose one, and the best part, because it went out of bounds, they retain possession, still have an opportunity to put points on the board.
And the Falcons are going to have a 1st and goal as some good running there gets them down to about the 2-yard line, knocking on the door. Play action. Now Jackson. And this is caught for a Falcon touchdown. Mo Alley Cox. A 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Falcons will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd. Extra point by Gay is up and good. And the lead is up to 8. So that lines up a 7-play drive all told. And the end result, an Atlanta touchdown. This fielded right at the goal line. He takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. Minnesota's offense takes over possession. And the last time that they were on the field, a little demoralizing. Missed field goal. You know, always feel like you want to get it in the end zone, but then, oh, well, at least we're going to get 3. Didn't go through the goalpost, so.
It does test the mental processes of a team, though, doesn't it? Because when you miss a field goal, it's amazing how fast they want to turn on the guy kicking the ball. But you need to keep his confidence up because how many times have we seen games where it comes down to the stretch? And guess what? You need that guy to make the big kick for your team to move on or to win a game. Make sure you keep him happy. Make sure you keep him comfortable.
I'm sure you always treated the kicker nicely, though, right?
You know, truthfully, I did.
Good.
I always did because those guys, they won us a whole lot of games.
They'll wind up losing. There on the sack. Good pressure, and it's 2nd down. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Looking deep in the direction of Cooper. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Just because you've got the lead in the 4th, it doesn't mean you have to play it safe. I like the aggressive play call there to push it downfield. That time, it didn't work out.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. This short pass into the hands of Njoku. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. And the play goes for 19 yards, gives him a new set of downs. From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 47. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Right back to Njoku. And he's taken down inside the 30. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down.
And that's a much-needed 1st down right there. Look, they're down by 8. So logic says they don't have to get a touchdown out of this drive. But the way things are going, I don't know if I'd put it in the hands of my defense here. You might not get the ball back at all. So if a 4th down situation comes up, I'm thinking hard about going for it right here and right now. Well, no one likes to see that drop, but I'll guarantee it's not going to stop his quarterback from going back to him anytime he has open space.
Here's 2nd and 10. Again, Darnold. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. And, oh, that one going to wind up incomplete. Nearly an interception in the end zone. Probably should have been. 3rd down coming up. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there, and now 4th down. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming from the left hash. This from 46. Tucker's kick is good. And that'll get the lead down to 5. So an interesting call there to take the 3. I mean, I guess they're thinking that their hands were tied, but, you know, fourth quarter, that field goal might not help them that much in the end.
Yeah, eventually they're going to need the touchdown. The thinking must have been they didn't feel confident about picking it up there, hoping maybe on defense they can get better field position, get a turnover, get a better play, and then they'll have a chance to attack the end zone.
And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is, do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but still a one-possession game. This one not fully over yet. Now Jackson, he's got the connection to Moore. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. On 1st and 10, it's Jackson finding room at midfield. And finally brought down right at the midfield stripe.
Nothing fancy on 1st down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, you often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule. 53 yards rushing for him in the ball game now on 14 carries. First down, and they go back to Harris. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. 2nd down. Now Jackson. That's swung out wide to Harris. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. The Falcons on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 7. Jackson now. Looking deep here for Flowers. Oh, for the 3rd time, Jackson going to be intercepted. Picked off by Eric Rowe. And the Vikings are right back in this football game.
Partner, I think this one went awry very simply because he overestimated his arm strength and his ability to fit it anywhere he wants to. A lot of quarterbacks do that and often pay the price.
Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a 1st down.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. So no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Here's Darnold. And the catch made by Hopkins. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. Inside handoff to Mixon. And he's got the 1st down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. All 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. Here's 1st and 10. Darnold's throw pulled in by Hopkins. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. This is 1st and 10. Darnold now to throw. This one brought in by Jefferson. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Here's second down. Jefferson going to go in motion right. Now they're going to give it to him on the jet sweep. It'll be a minimum pickup, and it will take us to the 2-minute warning. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. Well, this crowd trying to force a false start here. 3rd and inches. Here's a give to Mixon, and he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first.
Partner, they're clearly saving those timeouts, but they still have to work with some urgency to put themselves in the right position.
Plenty of time and 2 timeouts still at their disposal. 1st and 10 here. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down. Darnold to throw. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down. Now Darnold. And that's incomplete.
Partner, they've got one chance left to keep this one going, and I think for you and me, let's think along with their offensive coordinator now. Has to think back, cycle through every play of this contest, and remember what's worked and what hasn't. Because right here, he needs the best play of the game in order to keep this one alive.
They had with such little time remaining, and this long drive is going to wind up yielding nothing. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And this one now not quite over yet. Still 2 timeouts remaining defensively. And boy, having that 3rd timeout would have really helped here.
Another example of why coaches really stress saving your timeouts for when you absolutely have to have them. They go over this all the time. Here's one of those situations.
We've got to have 2 hands on the football here as they run on 1st down. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as it comes with 1:15 left to go in the 2nd half. 2nd and long, but you got to figure this almost certainly another run. He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Still needing 10 yards. Now it's 3rd down. Now Jackson. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. So Sam Darnold in the offense. Down by 5. A little under a minute to go. Needing to go pretty much the length of the football field as they have it 1st and 10. A leap, and he will make the catch.
What a play. Now get to the ball quickly. Got to be ready with another play or get up and spike it.
Going for Jefferson downfield. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Just kind of a wing and a prayer there. This ball's kind of up for grabs, but they're at a point where they have to live with that. Unfortunately, this one winds up incomplete.
Here's Darnold. And that is incomplete. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the 2nd quarter, he may very well run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps and allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
And this nearly intercepted. Probably should have been. Had he caught it, it would have sealed it. Instead, one more chance coming up on 4th down. Letting one fly deep for Cooper. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Down to a knee goes Jackson, and that should seal it. So time runs out. It's a victory for the Atlanta Falcons. And a little bit of a surprise, they lose the turnover battle, but wind up winning the ball.
Welcome to Fire Sale Gaming, powered up by firesalegames.com. So just shop our website, firesalegames.com, and get you a fire sale of a deal on some video games. We also got some books, DVDs, CDs, whatever you want. firesalegames.com.